Hi, my name is Graham Anderson. I have about 12 years of director level experience with agencies and startups. I was one of the first folks to sell responsive design to companies like Sony and Fox, Fox Searchlight being one, Sony God of War being the other. Obviously, very difficult, complex beasts they were. Before I started working with clients directly in an executive producer strategist fashion, I had about 8 years of coding experience in PHP with entertainment and media backends for Bandai and for Canon and for Power Rangers, Disney, a whole bunch. So I have deep experience in medical, automotive, toy hardware, renewable, and a whole bunch of other sectors. For myself, I believe that solid business logic, which comes about through client communication, figuring out what's important to them, is very important. The crux of it is that you give us a chunk of money, we determine what that conversion click is worth, and in theory, we're giving a chunk of money back to you in the return on investment kind of methodology. Uh, Not only that, if you have search, people have to find you, obviously, and whether you pay for it or whether it's organic, if your campaign has a finite deadline, then you're probably going to have to pay about 15% of the total budget on SEO. One of the last things I think in this question one is to treat your clients like humans. Sometimes in the business, we have a tendency to treat them like cash machines, and they often need to be reassured, and you need to listen to them and to address not only their mental, creative, and technical concerns, but also their emotional. Very important. Uh, for number two, as I said before, I think your budget for SEO should be about 15% of your total campaign. That should include, your PPC or pay per conversion, but it should also be in your content marketing, content strategy, and that your copy should be very concise per page, so each page or section can be thought of as a landing page. A lot of times, most sites, it's very confused as to what exactly it's selling on each page or trying to get across. So it needs to be built from the ground up with that in mind. Why should you pay for SEO? I think I said this stuff before. If your campaign has a finite duration, a significant number of people need help finding you. And the more people, the more conversions, the more of a return you see on your investment in your digital products. Whether you pay for it or do it organically, your products need to be built with SEO at its core. There's no real getting around that. Otherwise, you're just not going to see a return on your investment in any, financially viable amount of time. So you're saying, why do you bill me for the hours used? SEO happens in real time, and bidding for the right keyword at the right time takes a lot of experience, communication, and you kind of have to be always on. It's just like social. Things change very quickly, and you have to be able to take advantage of opportunities. And SEO is no different than social or any other part of tech, and that you have to be always on. And it takes someone who really knows what they're doing to make it happen. It's not something you do on the side. So, why does building a website take 2 months? And my short answer to that would be really, but in that this is sort of like you're trying to figure out who I am. Websites are obviously complex. You need a great looking and concisely branded site first that leverages social, SEO, business logic, content creation, localization, API service compatibility. You might have a CMS you have to migrate, you might have to create a new one, and all of this has to work seamlessly well on desktop, tablets, phablets, mobile, sometimes game consoles, depending on the industry you're in, sometimes hardware, depending on the industry you're in. It's very complex. And you have to do it in a way, and in my opinion, there shouldn't be anything that isn't responsive anymore in a universal deployment environment that we live in. And so that means that it has to be built once and deployed universally as best you can, which will also, that extra time will make it take longer. So it's equal parts creative, technical, Analytical, branding, message, copy, it's a whole bunch of stuff. So, and mobile as well, if you're doing app deployment with like PhoneGap or Cordova, whatever. Why should I pay for custom website design? That's another interesting question. Well, normally you want to stand out from your competitors, and it's very, very hard to do that with a client writing copy in a WordPress theme. That's not really going to work very well. Same thing for social. Social is an art, just like SEO is, just like website design is. And if you're not standing out, well, then you're one of tens of thousands, and you're not really going to see a return on your investment unless you get, well, lucky. And in business, that's not a good strategy. So let's see, I think that's pretty much it. Let me check this out and see if maybe that would, yeah. Thank you very much, and hopefully, if you're looking for SEO specifically, I'm probably not your guy. But if you're looking for someone who can do overall strategy very specifically from schematics down to prototype with SEO in mind, especially of the multivariate sort of content optimization around a KPI, these are things I'm good at. So anyway, thank you, and you guys have a wonderful day.